Good morning, students. Again, you are welcomed in online class, dear student. So, in the previous classes, we have started the chapter number 7. The name of chapter number 7 is Diversity in Living Organisms. So, dear students, the word diversity I have explained. Diversity means the diverse or variations. So, when we see all around our environment on the land, then we see that there are different kind of the habitat. So on the basis of different habitats, the animal have the also different features and characteristic to live according to that environments. So there is a great diversity among all the living organisms which are present on this land. So in the previous class we have discussed that when there is a diversity in living organism, so there is near about 17 lakhs of the living organisms are present on this land. So dear students, if we start studying about these kind of the living organism one by one, so it will be very hectic and very meticulous task to study. It will be very difficult to study one by one. So dear students, the different biologists had tried to explain these all the diverse living organisms on the basis of their fundamental characteristics. We have discussed yesterday. So the classification of the living organisms are based on the some fundamental the traits or characteristics. So we have also discussed the classification, why they have classified, what are the basis of classification, dear students. We have discussed. We have also discussed that evolution and classification, how they are interlinked. Do you know, dear students, classification and evolution both are interlinked. The reason is that when there is a changing environment, as for example when one living organism change their habitat and there is a different climatic condition has been adopted, there has been harsh climatic condition, so organism needs to change their body structure, their gene changes according to their gene, their phenotypes या physical appearance या organs develop to suit that environment, to adjust that harsh climatic condition or environment. So when the living organisms change their habitats, their body structure also change, so their body also evolve. When their body will evolve from the simplicity to the complexity, so there will be sure and certain that particular evolved organism will be put into the different class. So when evolution take places, then according to that the classification changes. So dear student, today we have the some topics, the hierarchy of classification and the five kingdom of classification like Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae. Dear student, it is the Plantae, Plantae, Plantae and Animalia. These are the broad kingdoms. First and foremost, there was one biologist, Ernest Haeckel. He started to classify living organisms in 1894, and after that Robert Whittaker and Carl Huge, they have tried in 1977 to give the classification according to their knowledge, their study. But among them, the Robert Whittaker in 1956, he has proposed the five kingdom of classification. So dear students, first of all we should start the hierarchy of the classification. Hierarchy means that yesterday I have discussed you, dear student. The hierarchy means that the some quality or characteristics that distinguish one living organism to another living organism from the lowest to the highest. As for example, dear student, the first of all, there is the smallest, the characteristic is the species, and after that there is the genus, after the family, after the order, after class, and after the phylum. So these are the hierarchy from the bottom to the highest. This is the kingdom, like the plant kingdom, animal kingdom is the phylum and division for the plants. After that the phylum divided into class, order and family and genus. So dear students, today we are going to study about the Monera. The first kingdom we will start according to Robert Whittaker. Monera is the kingdom prokaryotes and their habitat are different kind of the habitats. They are cosmopolitan, they can live in different habitats. Like they have been broadly divided into two, Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. In two, Archaea means very ancient and the Eubacteria, these are the true bacteria. So habitat is the, when habitat is the salty, this is called halophiles. When they live in the hot spring, they are called the thermoacidophiles. When they live into the marshy area, they are called the methanogens bacteria. And the ruminant animals, in their guts there are methanogen bacteria which converts the dung into the methane, as we can also use the dung as a dung cake. So now the true bacteria, rigid cell wall and they are motile, they have the flagella. And after that, when we see the example of Monera, there is the ana vena, structure of ana vena. This is the resting spore, this is the heterosis, this is the structure of bacteria, this is the outer wall, cell wall. It is made of polysaccharide, lipopolysaccharides, lipids and proteins. On the basis of the shape of the bacteria, when they are the round, they are known as the coccus. When they are in the single, they are called the monococcus. When they are in the two, they are diplococcus. When they are in the four numbers, they are called the tetracoccus. But when they are in the chain, they are called the streptococcus. When they are in the irregular shapes, they are called the staphylococcus. But when they are in the tuft, they are called the sarcina. So dear students, we will discuss these all things, Monera, Protista, these all things into the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.